in a cozy apartment. Ethan, in his late 20s, sits at a laptop, scrolling through house listings. Beside him, Sophie, his girlfriend of 3 years, sips coffee, nodding along as he talks excitedly. Ethan narrating how himself and Sophie had been saving for a house together for over a year. In every late-night conversation, every skipped vacation, it was all leading to this. Our dream home. Our future. He turns the laptop toward her, showing a charming 2-bedroom house. Ethan asked Sophie, excitedly, "What about this one?" "It's perfect." Sophie, forcing a smile. "Yeah. It's nice. But maybe we should wait a little longer." Ethan frowns but brushes it off. He doesn't realize yet, she's already made a decision. Weeks later. Ethan is home alone, paying bills on Sophie's open laptop. A real estate confirmation email pops up. He wasn't snooping. He swear. But when a real estate email popped up with a subject line that read "Congratulations on your new home," he knew something was wrong. His stomach tightens. He clicks the email. The purchase agreement is in her name only. The address is unfamiliar. Ethan, unbalanced emotionally, said we had made a pact, wed by our first home together. So why was there an address I didn't recognize? And why the hell was my name nowhere on it? Ethan drives to the address, heart pounding. He parks across the street, staring at a quaint little house, the kind they had dreamed of. Except, this wasn't for them. He sees a man walk up to the door, a man he recognizes from Sophie's past. Her ex, Daniel. The front door opens. Sophie steps out. She hugs Daniel. Laughs. Ethan felt it was like in a movie. The kind where the main character finds out he's been the fool the whole time. Ethan grips the steering wheel, his mind racing. Ethan storms into their apartment later that night. Sophie looks up from the couch, surprised. Ethan rushes in, sharply, saying, "How long were you going to wait before telling me?" Sophie was confused, but knew what Ethan is talking about. "Telling you what?" Ethan, looking furious and angry. "That you bought a house. Without me. That you're helping your ex." There and then, Sophie's face falls. Sophie was, quietly, down but responded. You saw the house?" "Ethan. Yeah. I saw you there too. With him." Sophie takes a deep breath, struggling to explain the situation and how to manipulate him like in the past. "It's not what you think. Daniel. He's been fighting for custody of his daughter. His ex is trying to prove he's unstable because he didn't have a permanent home." Ethan, disbelieving her explanation. "So you bought him one? With the money we were saving?" Sophie's eyes well up. "I had to help. He was there for me when no one else was. And I knew you wouldn't understand." This got Ethan laughs bitterly. "You're right. I don't understand. Because while I was planning for our future, you were buying a house for your past." Sophie reaches for his hand, desperate. "Ethan, this doesn't change us. I love you. I couldn't let him lose his daughter." Ethan stares at her, realizing something painful. Love isn't just about feelings. It's about trust. And in that moment, I realized I wasn't the person she trusted most. He gently pulls his hand away. Ethan fires back at her, "And so? You should have told me, Sophie. You should have let me in. But you made this decision alone. And now, I have to make mine." He grabs his keys and walks toward the door. Ethan got very upset and angry about this whole thing but stands outside their apartment, taking a deep breath. His phone buzzes, a text from Sophie, "Please come back so we can fix this." He hesitates, then looks up at the night sky. Thoughtfully, he said, "Maybe she did the right thing. Maybe she did it for the right reasons. But the moment she kept it from me, she built a future I wasn't part of." He exhales, makes a decision, and starts walking. But not back inside. 1 year later. Ethan stands in a sleek, modern apartment, his new place. He pours coffee, glancing at the moving boxes still unpacked. A notification pops up on his phone, housewarming party, Sophie v. Daniel. A year ago, I walked away from the life I thought I was building with Sophie. Now, she's officially moved on. New house. New man. New future. Without me. He hesitates, staring at the invite, before shutting his phone screen. He thought this chapter was closed. At a coffee shop, Ethan bumps into Lisa, Sophie's former best friend. She looks hesitant, as if debating whether to say something. I heard you got the invite. Ethan shrugs, but responded. Yeah. Not going. Lisa shifts uncomfortably. Maybe you should. Ethan, raising an eyebrow. Why would I crash my ex's celebration? Lisa, softly, answered him. Because I don't think it's the celebration you think it is. Ethan frowns, confused, not minding his decisions. Ethan arrives at the housewarming party, unsure why he came. The house is perfect, too perfect, but something feels off. Sophie sees him. Her expression is unreadable. She pulls him aside. You came. Ethan responded. I almost didn't. But then I heard there might be more to this. Sophie swallows hard, glancing toward Daniel, who is across the room, laughing with guests. Can we talk? Alone? She asked. Ethan follows her outside. The night air is cool, the tension thick. Sophie exhales, as if gathering courage. I made a mistake. Ethan stiffens. Which part? Asking Sophie. Sophie looks down, ashamed, and responded. All of it. Buying the house. Keeping it from you. Thinking I could fix something that wasn't mine to fix. And Daniel. Ethan pauses, processing. You regret being with him? Sophie whispers. I regret losing you. She answered. Ethan blinks, caught off guard. This isn't what he expected. Sophie continues. At first, I convinced myself I made the right choice. But then, every time I pictured my future, it wasn't with Daniel. It was with you. Ethan clenches his jaw, trying to ignore the pull in his chest. Ethan. And now? What do you want from me, Sophie? Sophie hesitates. I don't know. I just know. I miss you. And I had to tell you the truth. Ethan, quietly, responded. You had your chance. Sophie flinches, but nods. She knew this was coming. Sophie looks at him one last time. I never stopped loving you, Ethan. Ethan, softly, answered her. And that's the problem. You loved me. But you didn't choose me. He turns, walking away. This time, for good. Ethan stands in his apartment, looking out the window at the city skyline. His phone buzzes, a message from Lisa. Lisa, text, reads. You did the right thing. Some things can't be fixed. Ethan exhales, finally feeling at peace. Some doors are meant to stay closed. Because the future I was supposed to have was never mine to begin with.